At first, we thought our cat was fascinated by her reflection, but she kept watching to that mirror again and again. Same spot, same time. And one day, we finally saw why. Misty sits there for hours. She does not move. She does not blink. Her green eyes stare at something invisible. Something is wrong with our cat. My husband touches my shoulder. How long has she been there? 3 hours, I whisper. Maybe 4. Misty does not react to our voices. Her tail moves slowly, side to side, like a predator watching prey. But there is nothing there. Just her reflection in the hallway mirror. Just empty glass showing an empty hall. "Misty, come here, girl," I call. Nothing. I walk closer, kneel beside her, wave my hand in front of her face. She does not even flinch. Her gaze stays fixed on the mirror, on something we cannot see. Her pupils are huge, black pools swallowing the green. "This is not normal," my husband says. He is right. Misty has always been playful, always curious, always demanding attention and treats. But now she ignores everything. Only the mirror matters. This started last week, Tuesday morning. The sun rose at 6:13. Misty bolted from the bedroom, sprinted down the hallway, planted herself in front of the mirror, and stayed. "Maybe she thinks there is another cat," I suggested. We laughed about it, took photos, posted them online with silly captions, but the behavior did not stop. The next morning, same routine, 6:13 a.m. Misty runs to the mirror, then again and again. We start to worry. "Should we cover it?" I ask. My husband drapes a blanket over the mirror, heavy fabric, blocks the entire reflection. Misty claws at the blanket, tears at it with her teeth, meows desperately, frantically. The blanket falls. She sits, stares, silent again. "Maybe we should move the mirror," he suggests. We carry it to the living room, position it against a different wall. Misty finds it within minutes, sits in the exact same position, same angle, same intense focus. "What is she looking at?" I whisper. My husband shakes his head. I do not know. The next morning, I call the veterinarian. "Bring her in," Dr. Hart says. "Could be vision problems, could be neurological. The appointment is tomorrow, but tonight feels different. The air feels heavy, wrong. Misty's behavior has changed slightly. Her body language is different now. She crouches lower, muscles tensed, ready to pounce, like she is hunting. There are no birds inside," my husband mutters. "No bugs, no mice, nothing. But Misty sees something real to her. I kneel beside her again, follow her gaze, stare into the mirror with her. I see our hallway, white walls, wooden floor, the coat rack, the small table, nothing unusual, nothing moving, nothing alive. "What do you see?" I whisper to Misty. Her ear twitches, just slightly, but she does not look at me. My husband pulls out his phone. "I am taking video. Maybe we will spot something." He records for 10 minutes. Misty does not move, does not blink. We review the footage later. Slow motion, frame by frame. Nothing appears on the screen. Just a cat staring at a mirror. "We are missing something," I say. "But what?" By morning, Misty refuses food. We try everything. Wet food, dry food, tuna, chicken, her favorite treats. She turns away from all of it. Walks back to the mirror, sits, stares, starves. "The vet appointment is in 4 hours, my husband says, but 4 hours feels like forever. Misty looks thinner already. Her fur seems dull. Her movements are slower. Before we continue with the shocking discovery, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Write us in the comments. Has your pet ever acted strange? Dr. Hart examines her thoroughly, checks her eyes with a bright light, tests her reflexes, listens to her heart. Physically, she seems fine. Then what's wrong with her? My husband asks. Have you noticed what specifically she's looking at? In the mirror? Her reflection, I guess, I say. Or something behind it. We can't tell. Cats don't typically fixate on their own reflections. They usually lose interest after realizing it's not another cat. Dr. Hart makes notes in her chart. This sounds behavioral, psychological. Like what? I ask. Feline hyperesthesia, obsessive-compulsive disorder. Sometimes cats develop fixations on objects, movements, shadows. She closes the chart. It could be stress-induced. Has anything changed at home recently? We shake our heads. The blood work will rule out any underlying medical issues. If everything comes back normal, we're likely dealing with a behavioral problem. The test results arrive the next day. All normal, no thyroid issues, no kidney problems, no infections. Misty is perfectly healthy. Dr. Hart calls with recommendations, supplements for anxiety, puzzle feeders, and covering the mirror permanently. If she can't see it, she can't fixate on it, Dr. Hart explains. We thank her, end the call, stare at each other across the kitchen table. We have a cat who is not sick but might be broken in a different way. The supplements do nothing. Misty spits out the pills hidden in treats. New toys sit untouched. The expensive cat tree remains empty. Misty only wants the mirror. We try covering it again, this time with cardboard taped firmly in place. Misty tears through it within an hour. Her claws shred the barrier until the glass reflects again. We give up on stopping her. Instead, we focus on keeping her alive. Every 3 hours, we physically remove her from the hallway, carry her to her food bowl, place her in front of it. Sometimes she eats a few bites. Sometimes she just waits until we release her. Then she runs back, takes her position, resumes her vigil. Days blur together. The routine becomes automatic. Remove Misty. Feed Misty. Water Misty. Return Misty. Week 3 arrives. Misty barely moves anymore. She sits at the mirror from dawn until we force her away. Then, one morning, everything changes. My husband is positioning his phone to record another session. He wants documentation for a second vet opinion. Maybe a specialist can see something Dr. Hart missed. He kneels beside Misty, angles the camera to capture her face and the mirror simultaneously. The phone slips from his hand, clatters on the hardwood floor. Misty does not react, does not even glance at the noise. My husband picks up the phone, looks at the screen, at the recording that started when it fell. His face goes white. He does not speak, just replays the video, watches it 3 times, 4 times. Then he calls me over, points at the screen. I watch the footage, see Misty sitting perfectly still, see the mirror reflecting the empty hallway, see nothing unusual. He rewinds, points at the top corner of the screen, at a tiny section I almost missed, and then I see it. The mirror is not just reflecting our hallway. The angle catches something else, something from the room behind us, the living room window, and in that window's reflection, barely visible in the mirror's top corner, is our back garden, the roofline, the eaves, a small dark shape tucked underneath, a nest. My husband stands without a word, walks to the living room. I follow. We press our faces against the window, look up at the roofline. There, partially hidden by the gutter, a bird's nest. We watch for 10 minutes, 15, 20. Then a small brown bird lands on the edge, disappears inside briefly, emerges and flies away. We return to the hallway, look at the mirror from Misty's exact position. The nest is there, reflected in that tiny corner, visible only from this specific angle. Only if you know where to look. My husband sets up his phone again, this time focused on that corner, on the nest in the reflection. We wait. Misty waits too. She has been waiting for weeks. Then it happens. A bird appears in the reflected nest, lands on the edge, delivers food to whatever is inside. Misty's entire body tenses. Her tail quivers. A small chirping sound escapes her throat. The hunting sound. She sees it. She has been seeing it all along. The revelation hits me like a physical force. Misty is not obsessed with her reflection. She is not going crazy. She is hunting, the way cats have hunted for thousands of years, through patience, through observation, through absolute focus. We start monitoring the nest properly, documenting the bird's movements, counting feeding visits. The pattern is clear. Morning activity peaks at 6:13 when the sun hits the window at just the right angle. The reflection becomes clearest. The nest most visible. That is when Misty runs to the mirror. That is when the hunt begins. We stop trying to interfere. Instead, we support her vigil. Food nearby. Water accessible. But we let her hunt in her own way. She starts eating more regularly. Her weight stabilizes. Her fur regains its shine. Days pass. Weeks. Misty maintains her vigil. We watch with her sometimes. See what she sees. The parent birds are tireless, constantly bringing food, constantly feeding. How many babies, I wonder? We cannot tell from this distance, but based on the feeding frequency, we guess 3, maybe 4. They will leave soon, my husband says. What? Baby birds. They fledge after a few weeks, then the nest will be empty. What will Misty do then? We do not have to wait long for the answer. Morning breaks at 6:13. Misty sprints to her position. Tonne, the nest was empty. No parent birds arrive, no movement in the shadows. Misty waits for an hour, then 2, then 3. Nothing comes. Finally she stands, stretches slowly, walks away from the mirror without looking back. She eats her breakfast completely, drinks deeply from her water bowl, grooms herself thoroughly for the first time in weeks. Then she jumps onto the couch, curls up beside me, purrs, a deep, satisfied, rumbling purr. The hunt is complete. Not with a kill, but with something else, something deeper, and somehow that was enough. Misty is 7 years old now, still healthy, still curious, still watching. Each spring she returns to her post, waits for the birds. Sometimes we think our pets act strangely. We worry, we fear, we judge. But maybe they are not strange at all. We just have to see our pets for what they truly are. Not furry humans, not companions who think like us, but animals. Wild things living in our homes, following ancient drives we barely understand. Every bit of your support counts. Please like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep bringing you more unforgettable stories.